Hardware failure is one of the most visceral fears in orthopedic trauma surgery. A plate that bends, a construct that collapses, a screw that suddenly gives way inside a patient's limb. The intuitive response is to increase the sheer volume of metal, thicker titanium, longer screws, and massive plates designed to lock the fracture into total immobility. Yet clinical data reveals a surprising reality. In high-stress areas like the proximal femur, creating absolute rigidity often increases the rate of non-union and implant fracture. Eliminating all motion ignores the basic requirements of the anatomy. Bone is living tissue, and it responds to the mechanical signals of its environment. In intertrochanteric fractures, absolute mechanical rigidity often results in biological failure. Living bone requires continuous mechanical strain to survive. The body interprets these physical forces as instructions to trigger natural remodeling processes and maintain density. When a rigid implant absorbs the entirety of the mechanical load, it creates stress shielding. The metal carries the full burden, starving the underlying anatomy of strain needed to trigger healing. Without that stimulation, osteoblast activity, the cellular engine of new bone formation, stalls. Over time, the healing process slows, the risk of non-union rises, and the metal implant must carry a permanent load it was only designed to support temporarily. An implant engineered for maximum mechanical strength can inadvertently degrade the biological environment. This requirement for strain makes the intertrochanteric region of the proximal femur one of the most demanding environments in the body. With every single step a patient takes, an immense amount of physical energy travels down through the hip joint. The forces are multiplanar: vertical axial loading, lateral bending moments snapping outward, and parallel shear forces sliding in opposite directions. A purely static, fixed-angle device, forced to absorb all three of these forces simultaneously, will eventually yield to fatigue. To survive this environment, an implant must redirect the patient's body weight rather than attempting to resist it. The dynamic hip screw, or DHS, was engineered specifically to manage these multiplanar forces. The construct has three main components: a lag screw in the femoral head, a side plate on the shaft, and a connecting barrel. Unlike static devices, this barrel allows the lag screw to smoothly telescope along a single axis. The geometry of this sliding motion, standardized at a 135-degree angle, is the key to its function. This orientation aligns the sliding mechanism with the natural load transmission pathways of the proximal femur. The DHS acts as an engineered guidance system for movement rather than a static brace. This sliding mechanism enables the process of controlled collapse. When a post-operative patient stands, their body weight transfers down through the femoral head. The sliding mechanism allows fracture surfaces to gradually impact against each other. This reduces the fracture gap and increases the stability of the bone-on-bone contact. This movement generates micromotion, the specific type of strain required for secondary bone healing. As this spectrum illustrates, fracture healing occurs within an optimal range of strain. Too much motion leads to instability and non-union, while zero motion leads to biological stagnation. By maintaining this specific level of strain, the implant stimulates osteoblast recruitment, callus formation, and the production of new bone. Controlled collapse translates axial loading into a mechanical signal that commands the body to heal. This brings us to the most crucial distinction in implant biomechanics: the difference between load-bearing and load-sharing. A load-bearing construct hoards mechanical force, carrying the burden until the metal inevitably fatigues. A load-sharing construct behaves differently. As the fracture compresses, the mechanical force is transferred back into the surrounding anatomy. Because the bone carries an increasing share of the weight, fatigue accumulation within the metal components drops. This redistribution prevents complications like cutout. Instead of localized stress carving through the femoral head, the sliding mechanism allows the force to diffuse across a wide area. As fracture stability increases, the bone assumes the burden and relieves the metal of its load. Modern computational models consistently demonstrate that the strongest constructs are rarely the stiffest ones. Clinical evaluation of these devices focuses on the mechanical environment created by the implant, rather than the material strength of the metal. Ultimately, the dynamic hip screw succeeds because it uses engineered instability to transform patient body weight into a healing force. Advancements in trauma fixation depend on engineering constructs that behave as biomechanical partners, leveraging patient physiology to achieve durable healing.
If you have enjoyed the video, like it, share it, and if you are new to our channel, subscribe it. Hit the bell icon to get notifications for all our upcoming videos. Join us to excel in this orthopedic implant industry and to know more about the job and career growth which is available in this industry. Thank you. See you again next week.